Final game of the season series. Phillies lead in the season series 5-3. Terry Francona's starting lineup this afternoon. We'll have Doug Glanville in center field leading off. Kevin Sefcik will be in right field. He'll bat second. Scott Rowland, third baseman, hitting third. Rico Bronya, first base, bats fourth. Kevin Jordan at second base, hitting fifth. Wendell McGee, the left fielder, bats sixth. Gary Bennett will catch today and hit seventh. Desi Relaford at shortstop, bats eighth. Batting ninth and pitching, Mark Portugal. Defensively for Phil Garner's Brewers, it'll be Mark Loretta at third base, Jose Valentin at shortstop, Fernando Vina at second, Bob Hamlin at first, David Nilsson doing the catching in the outfield, Jeff Jenkins in left, Aaron Jackson playing center today, and Jeremy Burnitz in right. On the mound is the 24-year-old left-hander Bill Pulsipher.
And Pulsipher, the ex-Met, is making his 22nd appearance of the season and his
24-year-old left-hander Bill Pulsipher.
And Pulsipher, the ex-Met, is making his 22nd appearance of the season and his 7th start. It's his 6th start with Milwaukee. He's 2-2 with a 4.14 earned run average. Pitched 45 2/3 innings, given up 50 hits, walked 20, which has been his problem in the past. 34 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 289. Lefties hitting a high 333 off him. Righties only 277.
He missed all of 96 because of elbow surgery. Last year, he spent rehabbing at Norfolk, at Binghamton, at St. Lucie, and Gulf Coast. And he was wild last year. He walked 81 in 79 innings of work. Second-round pick of the Mets, initially in the June '91 draft out of Fairfax, Virginia. Doug Glanville leads it off and looks at a strike. 0-1 to Glanville, is hitting at .290.
Pulsipher's thrown much better with Milwaukee. In 6 games, 5 of them starts. He's 2-2 with a 2.87 earned run average. So he's thrown much better here.
He's high with it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Paul Nart calls the balls and strikes today. Crew chief Terry Tate at first, C.B. Buckner at second, and Jerry Meals at third. Grounded foul, third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Doug Glanville. Brewers got him at the trading deadline, Pulsipher, from the New York Mets for infielder Mike Kincaid. A little surprising that the Mets gave up on the left-hander at age 24 because they had big hopes for Bill Pulsipher.
I think between the elbow problems he had and then his coming back from that, his control problems, I think they probably just got frustrated with him. But it is surprising, as you said, at a young age.
Just missed a little high.
Just a bit high.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Glanville.
Well, it's probably not going to be an easy chore for David Nilsson, who has not been behind the plate that much, and actually only a few times since 1994.
Pulsipher starts with a strikeout on a breaking ball. That's 1 down here in the top of the first. Last 10 games, you see Relaford 0-78. He's fighting an 0-34. Bobby Estelea also has struggled. Doug Glanville hitting just .116 in the last 10 games, and Bobby Abreu, who's been over 300 all year, also has struggled a little bit. 1 strike to Kevin Sefcik, who's hitting .317. Sef is not struggling. .420 is batting average in his last 27 games. Foul down the third base side.
I think all those guys are young, experience-wise, and a lot of them aren't used to this long major league season. It is a long haul and a lot of road trips, long road trips recently, and a lot of games without a day off. I think they get a little bit tired. It's something you just have to get used to and learn how to prepare yourself a little more. Now that a little more experience with that, I think will help them in the long run.
0-2 the count to Kevin Sefcik. Missed with a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Slice down the right field line. That's a fair ball going to the corner. Sefcik on his way to second base. He'll go in with a double. So Kevin Sefcik doubles to the opposite field. He is a one-out base runner. He's really done a good job for the Phillies.
He's been very good. I think Kevin Jordan has really helped him with that. Coming off the bench, he gets a fastball away here. You see Nilsson reaching down and away for it. And Sefcik just goes that way. But Kevin Jordan told him, he said, you know, until you accept the role of a utility player, a bench player, you're going to struggle. And ever since Jordan told him that, he has played much better.
Here's Scott Rowland hitting at 286. Scott with 27 homers, 99 runs batted in. He has scored 101 runs, 7th in the league in runs scored. Two balls and no strikes to Rowland. Rowland's among the league leaders in walks. He's walked 75 times. Birthday wishes today to Helen Adams. Helen celebrating her 83rd birthday. And to Mrs. Larry Stoltz in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. Mrs. Larry Stoltz celebrating her 74th, which is from husband Larry and from us.
I got to believe with Brony on deck, Scott Rowland will have the green light here.
And a 3-0 breaking ball. Wasn't it? When that 3-0 slider
3-0 slider. Well, he wasn't going to give in to him there with the left-hander on deck. A good job by Scotty to lay off. A lot of times guys will get up there and they get the green light 3-0 and they get the urge to swing no matter what, but you have to be selective up there when you get that 3-0 green light.
So the Phillies with 2 men on base, 1 out for Rico Brogna, who's hitting at 271. 18 homers, 98 RBIs. Rico is hitting .312 with runners in scoring position. Good play, Millsy. Grounded foul down the first base side. Millsy turned his back on him and hit him right on the backside.
Put a glove on that back. Well, he doesn't hit it that hard. Actually, Brogna gets jammed on this pitch. I'm sure he'll hear about it.
Oh, yeah. High breaking ball, 1-2 the count to Rico Brogna. Birthday wishes to Pete Veitz of Philadelphia, celebrating his 70th. Wishes from son Sam and from us. Low breaking ball, 2-2. Sefcik at second, Rowland at first, 1 out here in the top half of the first inning. Brogna called out on strikes on a breaking ball on the outside corner. Second strikeout for Pulsipher. 2 down here in the first.
I don't think Rico liked that call right there. It looked like a breaking ball. Nilsson sitting right on the corner there. Not happy with that is Rico.
2 down. It'll bring up Kevin Jordan hitting at 277. Jordan's the one Philly in the lineup who has faced Pulsipher a few times. He is 0 for 4 against Bill Pulsipher.
Al McRae had an interesting comment when we were in San Francisco. Wendell McGee got called out on a pitch that I thought was way off the plate, and I'd mentioned it to him, and he said, you know, if it's close enough for an umpire to call with 2 strikes, you got to be hacking. It was kind of surprising to hear, you know, the hitting coach say it, but I mean, he made a valid point. If it's something that's that close, you can't be left with the bat on your shoulders in a situation. It was similar situation, men in scoring position.
Now balls and 2 strikes to Kevin Jordan. That was close. That might have been a better pitch than the one to Bronya.
That might have been.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Almost got John Vukovich. Coaches are in jeopardy today.
There's Vuki. See where he's at. He's closer to the plate. When you get a guy on second base, the third base coach gets closer to the plate because the base runner is going to make a turn, and it's easier for them to see him if he gets down on the backside or the far side of that third base coaching box. As a runner's coming around, it's tougher to pick up.
Looped into right field, base hit. Sepsik's going to score. Heading for third base is Roland. Phillies jump to a 1-0 lead on the RBI single by Kevin Jordan.
Arrested bench guys coming through here.
And it'll bring up Wendell McGee.
There's a good piece of hitting by Kevin Jordan. It's a slider that actually is down. Not a bad pitch. He wanted to backdoor it and got it too much of the plate. Sepsik comes around and scores it easily.
Wendell McGee hitting at .276. Had a fine year at Scranton Wilkes-Barre where he hit .290, set a club record for homers in a season with 24 of them. Martha Snyder of Reading, Pennsylvania, celebrating her 102nd birthday today on this September 6th. Fastball on the inside corner, 1-1 the count to McGee. Down and in, 2-1. Pauline Nottingham of Philadelphia, 89th birthday today. Grounded sharply past Loretta and down the left field line. Roland scores, heading for third base. Jordan. McGee a late move to second and ran himself out of the inning. Not good base running by Wendell McGee. He did drive in a run with a single as Roland scores. Jordan to third, but McGee thrown out at second base. Jackson to Vina. Phil's put 2 on the board on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. After 1/2, Phil's 2, Brewers coming to bat. 2 in the top of the first. Milwaukee batting bottom half. Phil Garner's lineup will have Fernando Vina at second base leading off. Mark Loretta, third baseman, bats second. Dave Nilsson catching, hitting third. Jeremy Burnitz right field bats fourth. Bob Hamlin, first baseman, hitting fifth. Darren Jackson in center field will bat sixth. Jose Valentin, the shortstop, hits seventh. Jeff Jenkins, left fielder, batting eighth. Bill Pulsipher, the pitcher, hits ninth. Scott Rowland at third for the Phillies. Desi Relaford at shortstop. Kevin Jordan at second. Rico Bronya at first. Gary Bennett catching. In the outfield, Wendell McGee in left. Doug Glanville in center. Kevin Sepsik in right. Mark Portugal on the mound.
And Portugal going after win number 9. He's 8-4 with a 4.34 earned run average in 22 starts. Pitched 139 innings, given up a lot of hits, 155, 67 earned runs, very good walk strikeout ratio, 23-87. Opponents are hitting 281 off. We said he does give up a lot of hits. They'll be keeping an eye on him. That shoulder problem he had after his last start he had to come out of.
Fernando Vina leads off, and Portugal's first pitch, he's not happy with the call right out of the chute.
That ball had probably 4 inches of the plate right at the knees.
Paul Nard is a rookie umpire. 2 balls and no strikes to Vina, who's hitting at .307. Two balls and a strike to Vina. Vina batting at .307. among the league leaders in hits with 170 of them. 3-1 to Fernando Vina. Ground ball second base. Kevin Jordan retires Vina. One down here in the bottom of the first.
See what Portugal does on the road this year. 7-2 with a great ERA of 3.13. Doesn't give up near as many hits on the road as walks. Of course, home or road, he doesn't walk a lot of people. 51 strikeouts. Opponents only 245 versus 281 overall.
Mark Loretta hitting at 320. We've seen him at shortstop, at first base, and today at third base for the Brewers. 27-year-old Northwestern University graduate. Having a good month and has hit well against the Phillies in the season series. 429 against the Phils. 1-1 the count.
10 for 19 this month, over 500. I know it's early, but that's a pretty hot bat.
Hit to left field. Wendell McGee puts it away. Loretta's retired, 2 down, and that'll bring up Dave Nilsson, the catcher. Nilsson hitting at 270. Rita Rogers of Croydon, Pennsylvania, 76th birthday today.
Those numbers, road numbers on Portugal, and he compares overall numbers. It's hard to figure why he has such poor numbers at home, because he's always pitched well in Veterans Stadium in the past.
He did notch his 100th major league win at the Vet. Lifetime, he's 182. Right down the middle for a ball. 2-0 the count to Dave Nilsson. Cued it off the end of his bat. Rowland's going to have to hurry. He does, and gets him to retire the side. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. At the end of one, it's 2-0.
County Stadium, Milwaukee, on a hot, humid afternoon. Mark Portugal has been perfect through 3. And the top of the order will be Jose Vina, Mark Loretta, and David Nilsson. Fernando Vina will lead it off. There's Phil Garner looking on from the dugout. Vina grounded to second his first time up. And takes a strike. Portugal pitching his kind of game, getting ahead of the hitters and making them hit his pitch. There's a base hit in the hole, so there's the first base runner of the day for the Milwaukee Brewers, and it's Fernando Vina, their all-star representative.
They called Gary Bennett called for a fastball in. He's ahead in the count, and see Gary Bennett sitting up high. Portugal just gets a little too much of the plate with the ball. Looks like the ball kind of ran back a little bit. Vina's shown he did it with Schilling when he tried to come in on him, and if you don't get it in there good, he can turn on it.
And Mark Loretta will bat. He's been at shortstop, first base, now playing third. Hit a fly ball to Wendell McGee his first time up. Wendell playing in left field. Takes it high, ball 1.
Vina at first with 20 steals, but he's also been thrown out 16 times.
Yeah, he's not real fast. I think he looks faster than he is. But he's aggressive, and he's done a really good job for them. I mean, the guy's had 14 and 13 game hitting streaks this year. Now Portugal misses with the first 2 pitches, 2-0. Here you see that ratio that Andy was talking about, not real good. Portugal does a very good job of holding runners on. He has the ability to stop a running game just by the way he holds the ball out there, his move to first, his quick pitch to the plate. He does a lot of different things.
Base stealer 7 for 9, and
yeah, but they don't run that much.
Yeah, not too many attempts.
There's the slide step and a fly ball to shallow right field. Sefcik and Glanville. Sefcik to play one out.
Well, he does that slide step and throws a change. I mean, obviously he's got a great changeup, but when you do that slide step, but you come set and it's such a quick movement to the plate, the hitter gears up real quick for something to get on him quicker. Now watch his slide step. No leg kick at all. It's just a step is all it is, and then you throw a changeup, and that you come so quick to the hitter, you get him out front so much with the changeup. I think it's one of the best situations you can have if you've got a changeup. If you use a slide step and throw a changeup.
Nilsson, the batter, he grounded out to Scott Rowland at third his first time up. Inside, ball one. The on deck batter, another left-handed hitter, Jeremy Burnitz. They've gone left, left, left today with Nilsson, Burnitz, and Hamlin, all three with power. There's Burnitz, who tied the game last night in the 14th inning and then scored the winning run. And that's what we're talking about, what Portugal does. I mean, he'll step off, he throws over, he shortens his delivery to the plate, he uses a slide step, all kinds of ways to stop the running game.
And that's what you want to do as a pitcher. You vary your moves out there. You can't get in a rhythm there, or guys will steal you blind.
Since we are not playing tomorrow, happy birthday today, a day ahead of time to Phillies general partner William Yale Giles. It'll be Bill's birthday tomorrow.
His birthday's on Labor Day?
September the 7th. Yep. And our associate producer Jeff Halleckman's birthday is tomorrow, and he'll have a nice day off.
Well, happy birthday to both of them.
And another special birthday tomorrow, since I'm at it. Bill Campbell, the Dean of Sportscasters in Philadelphia. Bill's going to be 75 tomorrow, so we wanted to wish him a happy birthday a day ahead of time. And the guy did such a great job for many of us growing up in Philadelphia, broadcasting Phillies baseball, Eagles football. Great sportscaster and a good friend. Ball four, he walks him. So runners now at first and second with one away for Burnitz, who has 109 runs batted in on the year.
This is a situation to me that where Gary Bennett does a good job, where he's helpful to go out there and just, it saves a pitching coach a trip to the mound. You go out there and just give that pitcher a breather, especially on a hot day like this, and knowing to go out there, hey, let's get back, get it together. What do you want to do here? Take a break, get back to what you want to do, what you want to throw.
And he throws a fastball for a strike call. Burnitz grounded out to Rico Brogna with Portugal covering. Burnitz with the most RBIs of any left-handed hitter in the league. See what he's done with runners in scoring position. In his last 17 at bats, he's delivered 9 times. That ball's hit well to left center field. Glanville got a good jump on it though and runs it down. Tagging at second and moving over to third is Vigna. Well, you look up on balls you think are, didn't you do the same? You look up and you think, now that could be trouble, and Glanville's got it easy.
You immediately think it's trouble when you see it come off his bat. It's almost like Glanville's moving before the ball's hit. It really it's such a good jump. I mean, that ball's hit and he's already on the full run. Gets over and makes the catch easily. It's not even a tough play.
And look at Burnitz there. I mean, Burnitz's reaction is too. Where was he playing me? When he playing me to pull?
He just says, "Wow," and he was. They were playing him over the right center. But it's such a good jump. I mean, I shouldn't say it's not a tough play. For a lot of center fielders, it might be a tough play, but for Glanville, he has just done a tremendous job out there.
I think Burnitz is a little surprised that that play was that easy. Hamlin, the batter. So Mark Portugal with one more big power hitter to try and get out here. Runners now at first and third with 2 outs in the 4th inning. Phillies with a 2-0 lead. Hamlin with a pop-up his first time up to the shortstop, Desi Rutherford. Two and 0. Put it past Portugal, throw him a 2-0 changeup now.
No, I tell you, and bases loaded. I mean, you got first and third. You're behind 2-0. This guy's definitely got some pop. To me, it's not a big deal if you walk this guy. You don't give him a cookie. This guy's got a chance to hit the ball out of the park. You got a right-hander on deck, and Darren Jackson, who doesn't play a whole lot.
There's an off-speed pitch and a base hit to center. Brewers get a run out of it. On his way over to third is Nelson. Now 2-1 in favor of the Phillies. An RBI hit for Bob Hamlin, his 21st run batted in.
Hamlin didn't look fooled on his changeup. I think he did get a 2-0 changeup. He did from Porch. He gets it up a little bit, but he stayed back on almost like he was sitting there looking for a 2-0 changeup.
And I think he wasn't fooled because it was up so much. So there you see the runners at the corners. A run in, a 2-1 ball game now in favor of the Phillies. Portugal takes a little walk behind the mound to rub up the baseball because he knows he just made a bad pitch. And Darren Jackson, the batter, grounded to second. Jackson starting his 22nd game in center field. Marquise Grissom, the everyday center fielder for this ball club. He made some good plays last night. Jackson, a breaking ball called strike outside corner.
The thing with the changeup, man, I think the changeup is one pitch you can get away with it up because if you have good arm speed, but the problem is you don't get the same movement when it's up. It flattens out a little bit. When Portugal throws that changeup down, he gets good sink to it. When it's up, it doesn't get the same sink.
Rolling. Scott's long throw in time. 1 run in the inning for the Brewers on 2 hits and 2 left. We're through 4. It's 2-1 Phillies. Or find out who it is. They're giving Portugal a little extra time out there right now. Look, he's sucking wind. Hot, humid day, being on the bases. Phillies don't like to see that. I mean, they need some time out of him. And there you see the umpires even giving him a little bit of time right now. Nart just looked at the baseball, gave it to Bennett. Now here comes Portugal to begin the 5th inning. There's Nart and Bennett talking about it. They probably know each other from AAA.
Yeah.
Valentin. And the first pitch is a strike call. He went. Excuse me, he did, says the third base umpire Jerry Meals. Sure looked like he swung at that. 1 ball and 1 strike. Valentin batting out of the 7 hole, then Jeff Jenkins to follow, then the pitcher Bill Pulsipher. 2-1. Pop-up foul out of play. Phillies used the bullpen a lot last night. Terry Francona, though, said he thought he could bring almost everybody back today. He would not want to use Spradlin, who pitched 3 innings last night and struck out 7. And he doesn't want to use Metallico 3 days in a row if he could avoid it.
We're talking about those strikeouts before the game in the clubhouse. Kenny Ryan was talking about how the same day that Roger Clemens struck out 20, he struck out 21 in a high school game. In '86, he was a little disgruntled that he didn't get a little more press.
Hard to believe.
That Rocket, only had 20. He had 21, but he said he also had about 10 or 11 walks to go with it.
And they both did it in New England. I mean, what would be a bigger story? Now here is Jenkins, who grounded to second his first time up. Pulsipher in the on-deck circle.
I said to Kenny, I said, what were you on, either 9 innings or 300 pitches, whichever comes first?
300 pitches. That's a lot of pitches.
Oh,
21 strikeouts and 11 walks. That's hit the deep left center field. Glanville's not going to get this one. The ground rule double. Second and third, nobody out here in the 5th inning on a ground rule double by Jenkins.
Portugal actually caught a break there by that ball bouncing out, because Valentine would have scored easily. So that fastball that he just got up, Jenkins, good extension.
So the Phillies will play the infield in with Pulsipher, the pitcher, up, who struck out his first time up. Grounded towards second. They won't score a run on this. Jordan throws him out, 1 away. And that'll bring up the top of the order. Here's Vigna, who's grounded out, singled, and scored a run. Phillies, well, let's see what they do with the infield now. They weren't going to give up a run with Pulsipher up there, because the odds were if he hit a ground ball, it was going to be a weak ground ball.
Well, you play back, you give him the tie score, but you play back, keep him from getting that winning run.
Portugal is going to work from the full windup. And they will play the infield back, with the exception of Scott Rowland, who's up almost on the grass at third. Vigna takes it low and in the dirt, ball 1. There is Rowland. He backs up a step or two. Line drive to left. McGee. Wendell makes the play, tagging from third, and scoring the tying run is David Nilsson, or is Valentine. And it's 2-2 on a sacrifice fly run batted in by Fernando Vigna. Hit that ball right on the nose.
They had him played perfectly in left field. Ball right at Wendell. Gets that curveball, gets that up a little bit. Really not a chance for Wendell to get much on a throw, as Valentine tagged up, timed it perfect, and runs well.
So here's Mark Loretta, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of fly balls. And that ball's ripped foul down the left field line and out of play. Missed inside with a fastball. On that fly ball to left, Jenkins remained at second base, where he is still in scoring position. Phillies led 2-0 in this one. Now single runs in the 4th and 5th by the Brewers, and we're tied 2-2. And you see Jenkins at second. Pitch to Loretta. Grounded towards short. Desi has it on a big hop. Throws. Got him. In the inning, 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We're through 5. It's 2-2. 3 left-handed hitters with power. David Nilsson, Jeremy Burnitz, and Bob Hamlin to face Mark Portugal. 2-6-0 for the Phillies, 2-3-0 for the Brewers. Portugal retired the first 9 batters to face him, and then has struggled the last 2 innings. Nilsson has grounded out and walked in 2 at-bats. He's catching again today and has had a lot easier time of it this afternoon than he did in the game here on Friday night, when he really struggled behind the plate. Nilsson, a native of Australia. And the pitch is low and inside, ball 1. The new baseball on the way to Mark Portugal. See Nilsson playing in left field also this year, and some first base. I think he was serious about bunting, but he takes it for a strike. This guy's been popping home runs one after another. And he fouls this one off, 1-2. Phillies play Nilsson pretty much straight away. They play him deep in the outfield. Portugal's 1-2 pitch. Change-up hit high in the air to right field. That's what I'm talking about. You don't expect him to bunt. That's gone. A home run. 3-2 now in favor of the Milwaukee Brewers on Nilsson's 10th home run of the year. Well, Nilsson's been on a little bit of a home run tear. You see a total of 10, but he's been popping them out of here lately.
Well, he gets this change up, and it's, see Bennett reaching over middle in, and it's down, but that's a nitro zone for a left-hander.
And here's Burnitz, who has 32 home runs on the year. He's grounded out and lined out. That's home run ball number 24, served up by Portugal this year. One ball and one strike.
Oh, Porchi knew this was gone when it was hit. He knew it.
Looper to left field. Right there is Wendell McGee, and he puts it away. 1 out.
It's one of those where you wish you had a string on the ball. You could pull it back.
Talked about Dream Week and the Dream Week rules. Well, you want to see for yourself. Due to the incredible demand, there's a new second long weekend edition. Lower price Dream Week. Come on down to Clearwater, Florida. Meet a lot of great ex-Phillies like Larry Anderson and Mitch Williams, John Kruk. For information, 215-938-1200. Better call soon, because that second program is going to go real fast. You can call right now, get on the machine. They'll get back to you tomorrow. Dream Week, 1999. We'll see you in Florida. Bob Hamlin, former American League Rookie of the Year with Kansas City. Beats one foul first base side. Hamlin has an RBI single. He's also popped up. Phillies led 2-0 in this one, and the Brewers have gone single runs in the last 3 innings to take the lead, and the Phillies have Mike Grace up in the bullpen with Portugal due to bat fourth. There's another towering drive to right field. Back goes Sefcik. He's going to have room on the track and makes the play. 2 outs. That was close.
Hamlin got under that one just a bit, just enough. It's a changeup again, and he gets that one up a little bit, but Sefcik does a good job. Gets back to the fence and then comes in on it, and that's what you got to do. Hamlin, I think, thought he knew he just missed it.
And Darren Jackson, the batter, he's grounded out twice. And that's fair down the third base line. Jackson rounds first. He'll head for second as McGee gets it back in. And Darren Jackson took his time going into second, and Wendell almost got it. That play should not have been close, and was. Jackson's 11th double of the year.
Well, Wendell's been very aggressive out there in left field, especially on balls like that. He'll get over that line in a hurry and strong throw into the plate. I mean, into second base. And he does make it close.
Made it close enough that Buckner makes a call. And you think there was not going to be a call on that play. The Phillies trying to get Portugal through this inning. As we mentioned, he's due to bat fourth if they get to his spot in the 7th. Here is Valentin, and inside with a fastball. Mike Grace throwing. Change up back through the middle. Jordan knocks it down. Good play by Kevin Jordan to keep it in the infield and allow I mean, it's a base hit, but at least he does not allow the run to score.
That's all you can do there. KJ does a great job. That's when you see guys with 2 outs, somebody on second, you know, the catcher will tell him, hey, knock it down, or coach will be yelling from dugout, knock it down. That's what they're talking about. Smother the ball. Don't worry so much about getting it out. Just make sure you keep that ball in the infield. KJ, good job diving it and catching it. Had nowhere to go with it.
So Galen Cisco on his way to the mound as Kevin Jordan made a good play, then took a look at third just in case base runner Jackson had gotten a little frisky. And Jeff Jenkins, a left-handed batter, with Pulsipher on deck. Another one of those situations where you don't have a true base open, but yet you do, with first and third and 2 outs and the pitcher on deck who's going to stay in the game, and a weak hitting pitcher at that. So that conversation probably about don't let this guy hurt you. Phil Garner in his 8th year now as a Brewers skipper. There is Pulsipher, who now has a lead.
Portugal, 71 pitches is not bad at all in the 6th inning. 45 strikes, 26 balls, a good ratio.
Strike on the outside corner. Jenkins has grounded out and doubled. He hit that ground rule double to left center that bounced over the wall. One and one. Pitchers look like they have a lot of confidence throwing the ball in the dirt to Bennett.
You see when he goes down, I mean, he's so smooth just going down to the ground. He just gets down to his knees and has that glove right in front of him. Did a good job last night blocking a lot of balls.
2-1. Nubbed off the end of the bat on a 2-1 changeup. Jordan throws him out. 1 run in the inning on 2 hits. The homer by Nilsson, or 3 hits. And 2 left. Our thanks to Larry Anderson. We're through 6, 3-2 Brewers. Portugal due to bat 4th in this inning. They'll hit for him if they get to his spot. Jordan and McGee with RBI singles. Bill Pulsipher got off to a shaky start. He settled down. David Nilsson has just given the Brewers their first lead in the ballgame with his 10th of the year, and Bob Hamlin has an RBI single. We are through 6 innings here at County Stadium, 3-2 in favor of the Milwaukee Brewers. Wendell McGee leads it off for the Phillies. For play-by-play, here's Harry.
All right, thanks, Wheels. Wendell is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. He has knocked in a Phillies run. Phillies got both of their runs off Pulsipher in the first inning. Since then, he has settled down. 1 ball and no strikes to Wendell McGee. 3-2 Brewers. Were in the 7th inning. One ball and 1 strike to Wendell McGee. Pulsipher's only walked 1. That came in the first inning. He has struck out 6. Fly ball into left center field. Darren Jackson will put it away in front of the warning track. Wendell McGee is retired. 1 down. That'll bring up Gary Bennett. Bennett is grounded out and flying out to right field. Bills will be off tomorrow. Open a 3-game series with the New York Mets on Tuesday night. Pop foul out of play off the bat of Gary Bennett. Wow. Seattle putting it to the Philadelphia Eagles. 38-0 in the 4th quarter. Wow. There are cheeseheads here at Milwaukee's County Stadium. Green Bay Packers are at home against Detroit, and they are leading that game 31-19 Pack. Ground ball sharply hit, base hit center field. So Gary Bennett has his first hit for the Phils since coming up. He's a one-out base runner for Desi Relaford. Grounds it right back through the middle. Mark Portugal is in the on-deck circle. Relaford has grounded out both times that he's been up. One ball and no strikes to Desi Relaford. 3-2 Brewers lead. We're in the 7th inning. Driven to right field, and Burnitz can't get it. A diving effort, a slow start by Bennett. Bennett is going to be waved around nonetheless. Relaford's going to go to third. A triple for Desi Relaford, and the Phillies have tied this game at 3-3. Big way to halt that 0 for 36 for Desi.
Yeah, and I'm sure there was a point where he thought, oh no, is somebody going to make a great catch on me again? Because Burnett started to get after that like he might catch it. As Harry mentioned, Bennett got a slow start, and I'm sure that gave the third base coach some palpitations. Because you got a score on this play. The Phillies get a great bounce and a good backup here by Darren Jackson, the center fielder. You saw him come all the way over, and then Vini airmails a throw home anyway. And here's Desi Relaford finally getting that hit. Well, that had to be huge for him. He's going to slow down right there because he sees Bennett. I mean, he's going to be careful he doesn't run up Bennett's back. The catchers usually have one thing in common. They give third base coaches heart failure because they don't run real well.
So the Phillies have tied it, and Ruben Amaro will come out to pinch hit for Mark Portugal. There's Bennett getting attended to by Jeff Cooper.
A tough day to play. I mean, it's very oppressive here today. The humidity is pretty high, so it's tough to catch.
Portugal threw 76 pitches, 44 strikes, 32 balls.
So now it's Ruben Amaro with a runner at third base and one out. The Brewers will play their infield in. Amaro knocked in a go-ahead run in the 14th inning as a pinch hitter last night, only to see the Brewers come back and score 2, and now Phil Garner is coming out.
David Weathers is out there. He was in the ball game last night. In fact, he gave up the run in the 14th. It appeared he was going to be the losing pitcher last night. So they're going to double switch now with Grissom going into center field and bring Weathers in.
So Marquise Grissom comes out to play center. This will be it for Bill Pulsipher. We have a pitching change for the Brewers. We are in the 7th, tied at 3, back after these messages. There's Grissom. He'll bat in the number 9 spot. David Weathers will bat in the 6th spot, vacated by Darren Jackson. Weathers is 5-5 overall with a 5.09 ERA, 99 innings, 120 hits, 65 runs, 56 earned, 87 strikeouts, 37 walks. Claimed off waivers from Cincinnati, where he spent the first part of the season. And he'll be facing Ruben Amaro with a runner at third base, Desi Relaford. One out here in the 7th inning. Bill Pulsipher finished for the afternoon. He can't win it. He could lose it. He is responsible for the runner at third base.
Harry, they're leaving Jackson in the game. He's going to play left field, so the double switch is going to come out of left.
And just put him back in the game. So Jackson will play left, and that means Weathers will bat in the number 8 spot, not the number 6 spot.
And there's Jenkins, who left the ball game. He was batting 8th and playing left field.
So here's Ruben Amaro with the infield in, the runner at third base, and one out. One ball and no strikes to Ruben Amaro. Ruben as a pinch hitter is 13 for 47. Bounced up the middle, base hit center field. Relaford scores. Phillies take a 4-3 lead on the pinch single by Ruben Amaro.
Well, Amaro in his last two at bats has 2 singles and 2 RBIs in the 14th inning and now in the 7th inning today. Desi Relaford a happy guy. Here's the hit by Ruben Amaro. Weathers on the second pitch to him with the drawn in infield. He just chops it right back up through the middle.
Brings on Doug Glanville. He has struck out twice and flied out to center. So the Phils have taken a 4-3 lead here in the 7th inning. Mike Grace had been up in the Phillies bullpen. He will probably be the new pitcher in the bottom half of this inning. Runner takes off on a slicing fly ball to right field. It's caught by Burnitz. And Amaro will go back to first base. 2 down.
Could have been a hit and run. Larry Anderson and I were talking about that earlier, that sometimes when a guy is struggling and the Grace is throwing in the bullpen, you put a hit and run on it. Just try and get him bear down a little bit and put the ball into play, and that appeared to be a hit and run.
Brings up Kevin Sefcik. He has doubled, singled, and grounded into a double play. One strike to Kevin Sefcik. Fouls it down the right field side. No balls and 2 strikes. Pulsipher 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 6 strikeouts and 1 walk.
And both starters are now pitchers of record.
One and 2 to Sefcik. Got him swinging at a bad pitch. Sefcik goes down swinging. That will retire the side. But the Phillies take the lead. 2 runs on 3 hits. Big blow, a triple by Relaford. No errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 4-3 Phillies. Dancing in the aisles here at County Stadium in Milwaukee as we move to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Phillies lead it by a score of 4-3. Wayne Gomes trying to save this one for Mark Portugal. Darren Jackson will lead it off. Jackson has grounded out twice and he has doubled. Way high and inside. 1 ball and no strikes to Darren Jackson. Just lost control of this curveball. Missing inside, 2-0. Low, ball 3. Phillies have had problems closing out games of late. And you don't want to put the leadoff man on. Gomes knows that, but he's fallen behind him 3-0. Walked him on 4 pitches. So Brewers have their leadoff man on. It'll bring on Jose Valentin. Valentin has struck out, walked, and singled.
And he'll be up there to bunt, you would think, in this situation, because they can pinch hit here at the bottom of their lineup. The pitcher due up next. They have a pretty good batter, pretty good player to come off the bench in Cirillo. See, Valentin wants the third base coach to go through the signs again.
So the runner at first base is Jackson with nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth. He's around to bunt and takes it wide. 1 ball and no strikes.
You know, it'd be interesting to see what Garner does here. I mean, Gomes has come out and thrown 5 straight balls, none of them close. See if he even gives up an out here before he at least throws strike 1.
Missed wide, 2-0, and that is 6 straight pitches out of the strike zone. 2 balls and no strikes to Jose Valentin. Got that one over.
And he was taking that.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, you would think they would do that until he at least threw a strike.
2-1 to Valentin. Gets the bunt down nicely, fielded by Rowland. Sacrifice is good. It goes Rowland to Lewis for out number 1. Moves the tying run into scoring position.
And Jeff Cirillo will come out and pinch hit. Valentin does a nice job here. Look how he gets the bat out in front of the plate, nice and level. And Scott Rowland, the only play he has to first.
Jeff Cirillo hitting a .325. He's only pinch hit once without a hit. That's because he's playing almost all the time. Got the day off today. Among the league leaders in hitting at .325, and now Galen Cisco wants a word with Wayne Gomes. Cirillo has an 11-game hitting streak, hitting at .438 in the last 11. Lifetime 2 for 3 against Wayne Gomes. .331 average against right-hand pitching. He hits a little better against right-handers than left-handers. Marquise Grissom due up next. So the Brewers have a tying run at second base. With 1 out here in the 9th inning, Phillies leading at 4-3. Cirillo will go through his routine before he gets into the batter's box, and he'll dig a hole in the back of the batter's box.
He's deliberate.
Yeah, he takes a lot of time getting in there. Now Gary Bennett is going to call time and go out and talk to Gomes. Runner at second is Darren Jackson with 1 out. One ball and no strikes to Cirillo. Overall batting .323 with runners in scoring position. It's been a productive hitter for the Brewers. On the inside corner, 1-1. Fouls it back, 1 ball and 2 strikes. No one up in the Phillies bullpen, so this one is in Gomes' hands to either save or to cough up the lead.
He got a strikeout on Jaha last inning. I think he surprised Jaha with a fastball. Wayne Gomes' best pitch in this situation is that hard curveball.
1-2 to Jeff Cirillo. Here's a curveball. He missed with it. 2-2.
Yeah, and he missed badly with it too. It wasn't one of those ones where, you know, some hitters might swing at it, but most aren't going to because they could see it right out of his hand that it was going to be outside. And one he gets his strikeouts on is the one that comes up, gets a lot of the plate, and then dives at the last second.
Two and 2 to Cirillo. High fastball. Full count. Marquise Grissom waits on deck. Beats the ball foul, still 3-2.
Fouls off pretty good pitch here. This was a good pitch. This looks like a strikeout pitch, and watch what Cirillo does. That's the hard curveball I was talking about, where it gets a lot of the plate and then goes down, just gets his bat on it. Good hitter does that.
Beats the ball foul, third base side. So it's still 3-2 to the pinch hitter Jeff Cirillo. Bill Garner looking on from the Brewers dugout. Terry Francona. Only one of the games in the series has been decided by more than 2 runs. Trickler, oh brother,
Really.
infield single.
Check swing.
Terry Francona is going to come out and argue.
I'll say he hit it twice. That he might have a point. I think that's what he's going to say, is that the ball came back up and hit his bat, but I don't know that it did that. He's probably going to ask for some, if he'll ask for help, because Cirillo smothers this thing on a check swing. It was hard to tell whether it might have come up and hit the bat again or not. Watch and see what happens here. He goes with a check swing on a curveball. No. It didn't hit it again.
No. So, infield single on a half-swing dribbler down the third base side.
See, they're going to appeal down to. They want the appeal down to first, but we want to see if you can see from another angle if it hit the bat twice. First angle you couldn't tell. We'll see if it hits him.
Paul Nard asking Terry Tate of the crew chief. Here it is.
That hit his elbow? It hit his elbow.
It hit him just above the wrist and in the batter's box, which
just means it's a
foul ball.
ball.
A foul ball.
Right. Yeah, it did hit his elbow. Let's see if they saw it. We'd look at it from a couple angles.
Yeah, that was awfully difficult to tell, but Terry Francona's not going to win the argument, though, it would appear. Runners are going to be at first and third.
Now he's getting hot, too, because whatever they're saying to him, he doesn't like the explanation, because they're pretty sure they saw what we just finally saw in those replays. And it has to be Tata's call, because he would have the best look at it.
That's probably going to stand, and means the Phils are in a heap of trouble here in the ninth inning. Runners at first and third with one out for Marquise Grissom.
Now here it comes again, and now watch, it comes up. And see, that's the angle it's hard to see on, but from the other angle it appeared to hit him on the wrist or the arm.
Just above the wrist, and nudged the ball fair with the wrist. Should have been a foul ball. He's still batting. But instead, first and third with one out. Marquise Grissom, who has lined out and is only at bat, will be the batter. Phils lead 4-3. That lead in jeopardy here in the ninth inning.
Phillies have the infield at double play depth.
No strikes to Grissom.
What's Grissom looking out at Gomes for? Like he's trying to hit him, right? Come on. Get back in there.
Pointing to the plate, saying right there.
Really. Look, see? I mean, they're saying the same thing I am, only a little more dramatically. You know, play the game.
On the outside corner, 1-1 to Marquise Grissom.
They were telling him to get back in there with a few different adjectives.
Yeah.
It's a hot day, and they didn't get the call there, and it's a little steamy in that dugout.
Popped him up down the third base side, rolling in foul ground, puts it away. The runners will have to hold. So that is a big out for Wayne Gomes. 2 down. And it'll bring on the pesky Fernando Vina.
Yeah, this guy's a tough out coming up, but Gomes, he buys himself some time here. And he gets Grissom to really pull off on that. Grissom was trying to lift one, as you can see there. He's trying to hit a ball in the air and tie the game with a sacrifice fly, and he popped it up. Manager's a little hot right now. That was a great shot.
So it's Gomes and Vina here in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. Vina's 2 for 3. 1-0.
I'm pressure now on Gary Bennett, too, because Gomes has that nasty curveball, and that tying runs at third base.
Ground ball. Mark Lewis has it. Can't get it out of his glove. Safe all around. Game tied at 4 here in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Will probably be scored a single.
Boy, he had to play, too, and they were going to. This game was going to be over. Second straight game now. The Phillies down to the last out, and the Brewers tie the ball game. Lewis makes a really good play on this, and then he can't get it out of his glove. Relaford's there. He has it. If he can flip it to him, the game's over.
Yep. They score that a hit?
Yep. And an RBI.
So we are tied here at 4-4. Are you ready for 16 innings today, Wills?
No. Get him out here. Let's go to extra innings.
Here's Mark Loretta. He is 0 for 4. 1 ball and no strikes.
Philly's got a bad break in this inning, but that leadoff walk on the road in the 9th inning is just a killer.
Yeah, you just.
I mean, that's what you look at.
Yeah. That was a 4-pitch walk, and invariably you do that. Lead off an inning with a walk. That guy's going to score. 1 ball and no strikes to Loretta. Tied at 4 here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. 2-0. So Gomes blows the save opportunity, and he'll be trying to get this game into extra innings now. Two balls and a strike to Loretta. Ground ball, third base, pass rolling, coming in to score the winning run will be Jeff Cirillo. And the Brewers have come back to win it in the 9th inning by a score of 5-4 as that ball gets by Scott Rowland. Ending a frustrating day here at County Stadium in Milwaukee as the Brew Crew wins it by a score of 5-4 with a 2-run 9th inning. Season series will finish with the Phillies on top by 1, 5-4, but this was it'll be a scored an error on Scott Rowland, a rare error for him, and enabling the winning run to score. Fernando Vina is our Chevrolet player of the game. Vina had a good ball game. He went 3 for 4, including the game-tying hit in the 9th inning and the sacrifice fly. Fernando Vina is our Chevrolet player of the game as the Brewers have won it by a score of 5-4 here at County Stadium.
Well, Loretta hit this ball hard, but Rowland knows he has to make it. He takes it off to the side on the second hop. It plays him, and it gets by him into the outfield, and the Brewers win the ball game for the 2nd straight time in their last at bat. There it is again. I mean, the play's a play that he'll make, but he doesn't make it this time.
And for the 2nd straight game, the Phillies don't get the win by inches. Last night it was a foul ball that landed on the screen, inches away from being the final out. This time it was Mark Lewis unable to grab the handle of a ball that would have been the final out. Instead, Milwaukee comes back to win 5-4. And we'll be back with the totals and a recap right after these messages.